how do you know in the moment if you're approving of yourself? Because we know that that's the goal. It is the way towards soul growth because it creates a settled foundation for us to sit on and learn from and grow from. But how do we know? How do we know in the moment? Well, it's easier than it looks. It's actually quite obvious. That's what I'm hearing from Loving Light. It's really obvious in the moment. It's just you don't notice the signs. And so one of the first things you can do is notice when you're in the light, as in when you truly know, when you know you're approving of yourself, or even just 80%, you're like, I believe I'm approving of myself in this moment. How do I feel? For me, I have some clear tells. And so one of my main signs is my ears. I literally can feel it in my head. Like right now, I've been channeling and doing this video. I've been filming a bunch of videos. So I've been doing this for, of course, 1 hour and 11 minutes, 111. And so I'm really feeling a groove. I'm feeling aligned to my light and my ears. That it's so crazy to me that it matches the idea of when you drive up a mountain or you're flying in the air and the elevation shifts, your ears pop. That's literally how it feels. It's like I can physically feel the density change of my surrounding energetic field. It's literally lighter. It's vibrating at a faster rate and there's a spaciousness in it. So that's one of my tells. Another one of my tells is a ringing. It's like my skin is vibrating. And what I want you to notice is it's not like so intense that I'm stopped in my tracks and noticing, oh my gosh, my skin is ringing. No, it's that I'm like, I feel really good. And then when I pause, I notice the pressure has shifted. My skin is ringing. My face feels less tense. It's like my eyes are more open than they've been in a while, but they feel like, you know? And so these are me in my light, in my truth, approving of me. I feel really good right now. And it's not that you need to always feel this way. Loving Light saying, no, it's not that you need to always feel this way. But by acknowledging how you feel when you do feel that way, you're helping yourself then in other moments to get back to it, because there are many ways to self-approval, which is really just to say there are many ways to your own light, which is really just to say there's many ways of ascension and evolution, soul growth, and uplifting of the whole entire planetary bodies. And in order to help ourselves there, we can use our physical body, we as in you, the humans, can use the physical body, cues, and alterations in order to help yourselves to uplift. Because that is the word, uplift, uplift, uplift the self, uplift the light, uplift the planet, light and bright. Ground. Sometimes Lisa can feel like she's floating away when she channels. And so we remind her that she can always ground into the light. It can be a place to root. Beautiful. People often meditate because when you meditate, what it does is it builds your capacity for some mental discipline and releasance. And when you do that, it means when you do that in a state of non-stress, it can show you the way they're in a state of stress by reminding yourself there's always another way. And so that's really what we're talking about here. When you are in this state where you know, even just at the 80% rule, because we don't want you to question, do I really know or do I just think I know? Look for 80%. If you're 80% in belief that you're in self-approval in that moment, notice how you feel. What you notice will be your cue to help yourself so that next time when you feel disproving, which might feel like shame or frustration or sorrow, or you just feel small or not yourself, you can say, well, I know when I am myself, which is when I'm approving of me, I feel like the pressure has changed in my ears. I feel like my skin is ringing. I feel like my eyes are dazzling and bright. How can I help myself feel that way now? If I knew, if I believed beyond this belief that I could allow myself to feel that way now, how would it feel? And you can focus on your ears, if this is what Lisa could do, but for you, replace this with whatever symptom you notice for yourself. So when you feel in disapproval, Lisa can focus on her ears and actually imagine, and she can do a motion with her hand to imagine it opening, or she can just visualize things expanding, things expanding, things expanding. And if you're someone who doesn't often visualize with an actual image, you don't actually need to see here. This is truly a feeling state. So even if you close your eyes and you're like, I can't visualize, that's fine. Because all you need to do is feel. Whatever feeling means for you, a feeling is a sensation. So it might be a physical, it might be more of a cognitive sensation even. And it can be your way back to self-approval. And so we also want to share with you ways in which you can help yourself see when you're not in approval. Because sometimes you know what you aren't, and it can show you what you are. And so we're opening our eyes because we gave this to Lisa in an earlier channel, and we're going to have you, her read from it. What I was given earlier was that you can tell when you're not in approval by your thoughts, but also by the manifestations around you and how you also show up. So in another video, or earlier video, I had shared my thoughts sometimes are, I don't want to step on your toes or overstep. I'm sorry. Am I in your way? I know you're having a hard time too. And I talked about how those are clues for me. But the other clues that I haven't yet shared with you, it's the way that I show up with my son. And I'm not proud of this, which is a clue. I'm going to sit for a moment. I hear that you're not proud. I see that. I feel that, Lisa. I hear that you're not proud. And that's okay for you to feel that way. It's okay. We love you anyways. We love you always. And we love that you're showing yourself the moments when you don't feel proud, because you're allowing yourself to see yourself and witness yourself, and you're allowing yourself to share it with the world. When you notice the times when you feel not proud and you declare it to yourself, you don't have to say that means that you're not approving, because in whatever moment you notice it, you can turn it into approval. You're not necessarily approving of the behavior, but you're approving of the fact that you felt the need to behave in that way. It doesn't mean you condone what was done, but it means that you allow yourself to sit with yourself and be with yourself and love yourself and trust yourself, even if you did something that you wish you hadn't done. The behavior is just a manifestation of the energy stream, which is just another way to show yourself a way back to yourself. So when you feel not proud, the emotion is the manifestation of a moment of disapproval. You can love yourself. You can approve of yourself even when you do things that you do not like. Now take some breaths, get back into approval, and continue. Okay, so we took a momentary aside because what I'm about to share with you, like I said, I wasn't proud of how I had behaved. But I see myself now, and I realize that I'm not going to be perfect. I've got human emotions here, and those are perfect clues to help myself see. And we came to this earth plane not to be perfect, but to grow and to learn. And oftentimes that means we get a little bit of dirt on our knees, but we will heal, because there's nothing to be healed other than for us to realize our own tenacity to be the light in every moment, even in the moments where we're in the dark. So the moment that I want to share with you is, it's not even like a big deal. I'll do this thing where I'll be walking with my son and someone will say, oh, is he 7 months old? When he's really, right now he's 13 months old. And I'll be like, no, he's 13 months old. And then I can see them like, I see in their affect. Like one person even said, oh, I got that wrong. Like I can see it, that they are disappointed in themselves that they didn't guess the right age. Like not always, but sometimes I can see it. And then I get in this place where I feel like I need to rescue their discomfort. So I'll say something like, oh, it's okay, he's small for his size. And I do it to help them feel better so that I can feel better, that they're not in pain, so I don't have to feel their pain. But what I actually feel like I end up doing is over and over again with my son in front of me, I'm telling him he's small. Not directly, but indirectly. Oh, that's okay, he's small for his age. I'm implanting this belief, you're small, you're small, you're small, you're small. I don't want him to latch onto that. Who am I to decide what is small and what is big? Just because it's not on the growth curve of other babies? And so I've been noticing I do that. And what Loving Light showed me is that I do this as another means to create a sense of connection, because I'm not in approval of myself. Because if I was fully aligned with myself, I wouldn't feel the need to rescue another. I would let them have their emotional response, trusting in their own capacity to guide themselves through it. I might still say, no worries. Yeah, he's 13 months, but I don't need to find a way to make what they said wrong right. I can just acknowledge that they said it and that that's okay, but I don't need to give them a justification. And me giving the justification is me projecting onto my son my own needs to feel in harmony and to avoid conflict as a means for them to accept me so that they can approve of me and then I can approve of myself. That's not the way we're going to get there anymore though. But that is a clue. So when I hear myself say something to hedge, and I know it's not a big deal, but sometimes the things that aren't a big deal can actually lead to the biggest transformations because there's a lot of room to play with it because they're not maybe as charged. And so for me, back to self-approval is noticing things like when I say these sorts of statements. And it's not that I need to micromanage every single statement. Was that approving or not? And like try to analyze it. I can tell instantly by how it feels when I say it, as I'm saying it, or even the voice saying, don't say it. I blurt it out. And so you can tell, but the more you build in the signs, the more you can help yourself forward. I didn't feel self-approving in that moment. Okay, what would feel self-approving next time? The point here is as you grow to be more approving of yourself, you'll actually become more approving of everyone because what you'll be doing is showing yourself the way forward. Everyone's doing the best they can. It doesn't mean you condone the behavior, but it means you approve of them as a person. You maybe would do it differently, but it doesn't mean what they're doing is wrong. If you find yourself saying something again as an automatic response, out loud in that moment, give yourself a correction as in a back to the light. You might seem wishy-washy, but you'll know you're actually wishy-washing away from the discord, the lie, and back to yourself. It's okay if you seem wishy-washy. What you're doing is correcting, and correcting doesn't mean you were wrong, but it means you're putting yourself back in the path of your own self-alignment. This is you, not shaming yourself for saying, quote unquote, the wrong thing, but instead getting yourself back to the light. Another example we want to share, other manifestations. Lisa was at the park and she was laying on the ground and these two little kids came up to her and she said hi, and one of them just stepped on her and then the other one like pushed her, kicked her. And she was like, what in the actual F here? I was just minding my own business saying hi and I'm getting stepped on by these little children. I felt very violated because like I didn't deserve that. But what Loving Light shared with me is that was a clue of the porousness of my own energy field. And there's actually a light to it as well. those kids felt they could approach you because you put off an energy of love and light and acceptance. And the other layer of it is, as you continue to grow your own self-acceptance through a direct path to yourself, you'll find kids won't feel the need to step on you as much because they'll sense the porousness of your energy field is not there. And it's not that they'll feel the strength in a fearful way, but they'll feel it in a way of dignity and respect, and they might approach you differently. And so the takeaway for you, all that are watching this, is to start to notice how it feels when you're in self-approval and also when you're not. It might be a thought, it might be a feeling, and it might be an actual outward manifestation like getting stepped on and kicked on by a little 5-year-old or whatever that you don't even know while you're minding your own business at the park. Lots of ways it can show up. And then as you do this, you'll build the skill to one, I'm not in alignment. As in, alignment is when you're self-approving, you're in alignment, right? So you're not in alignment. Okay, because I feel this way. Okay, or I've said these things. Okay, and it felt this way when I said them. Now I know how to get in alignment too, though. Not just by cognating differently, though that is a way there, and not just by speaking differently, though that is a way there, but also by feeling physically different, by making your ears expand, making your eyes sparkle, standing like in the other video where we had you feel what it would feel like if you were in the light of self-alignment and approval. Those sorts of things. That's how you can get back. Because the truth is you never left. You just put a cloud in front of your own sun. You did it so you can show yourself that you can also undo it. Now's the time to allow yourself to be in the brilliance of your light.